right, Longlegs. It's been a while since I've actually seen this movie, but I've been sick, so if I sound real congested, that's why. But I wanted to go ahead and get this review out because I did see this movie last week, and I'm getting ready to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, so I didn't want it to overlap things. But Longlegs is a new, I would call it like suspense thriller horror movie, starring Mika Monroe, Blair Underwood, I think his name was. Yeah, Blair Underwood, and then of course Nick Cage. The marketing for this movie I think was really well done. It does a good job of keeping a lot of mystery. I really had no idea what we were getting into. I knew there was some kind of serial killer, and I assumed that was played by Nick Cage. And then you had the Mika Monroe girl who was playing an FBI agent and trying to track him down, track the serial killer down. I will say there's a little bit more to it than that. But using that limited amount of marketing, I think they did a really good job of setting like a creepy tone in the trailers and stuff. And it made me want to go see it. Everybody was like, if you're a Nick Cage fan, you got to go see this. And I will say, I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I have a kind of an imaginary but real to me weird line. And movies that have gotten close to the weird line, like Poor Things, but don't go so far over it where I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. This movie, I think, went over the weird line for me. It's just a little too weird, a little too artsy for me to really get into it. Is Nick Cage fantastic in this movie and super creepy? Yes. But it's just a little too weird for me. I will say the Mika Monroe girl who played the FBI agent, she was good. She was weird. She was really weird too. I had heard that maybe she was like autistic or something in it, but I don't know. Just like she would just like sit on a bed with a little girl and she would be talking to her, and it was just such an awkward interaction. And there's a lot of other stuff that happens in this movie that I don't want to get into because it's verges on spoiler territory. Because like I said, I didn't really know anything about it going in. I will say the performances are good. The cinematography is really good. The just the vibe of the movie is like creepy, intense, and you're on the edge of the seat, wondering what's going on. But I will say it's a little long. There was a couple times where I was like checking my watch, being like, okay, like what, can we get to figure out what this is? It kind of ends abruptly. And like I said, it was just a little too weird for me. Even as a big Nick Cage fan, I was just like, do I ever want to watch this movie again? And the answer for me was no. So for that reason, I can't like highly recommend it. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Stuckman or Johns or one of the big YouTubers. Maybe it was Dan Merle, who said he didn't think that the public, the general audience was going to get behind this movie. It made a ton of money. And now after seeing it, I can understand. And it has kind of a lower cinema score too. And that's because, like I said, it gets a little too weird, I think, for the general audience. And I consider myself the general audience most times. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'm not going to say I regret going to see it. But am I ever going to watch this again? Am I adding this to my Nick Cage collection? No. No, I'm not. And honestly, this makes me worry. Like, I've never seen Pig, and I had heard the same kind of things about this as Pig. So I don't know if I do own Pig now. So I don't know. I'm just a little worried about seeing that one now too. So I'm going to give Longlegs a 2.5 out of 5. So straight right down the middle. I'm not going to be like super harsh on it, but also it just wasn't my cup of tea. Anyways, I know a lot of you went and saw this, so what did you think about Longlegs? And until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.